Now that we understand the difference between clients and contacts in Pixie, it's time to start thinking about how we can add these clients into your workspace. Now, there are lots of different ways of adding clients into Pixie. Each of them can be used at different times and for different reasons. The first is adding clients manually, one by one. And this is really useful during the onboarding of new clients, or even as you're setting Pixie up, depending on how many clients you have. The second option is to add clients through Companies House, which is available in the UK. And again, this is really useful during the onboarding phase, as this will pull through additional client information like their address, director names, as well as dates and deadlines. The third option that we have available is to create clients from contacts. And this is particularly useful when we need to turn directors from client records into their own individual client records. The fourth option is to import clients in bulk, and we're going to be covering that method in depth in the next video after this one. The fifth and final way of adding clients into Pixie is to add them through an integration. For example, you could add them through our Zapier integration with Practice Ignition. This is also really helpful during the onboarding phase if you want to automate the creation of new clients in your workspace. Now, that might be a lot to take in, so what we're going to do is log into Pixie on the laptop and we'll cover off the first three methods, which were adding clients manually, adding clients from Companies House, and turning existing contacts into brand new client records. Let's start by looking at how to add clients manually. We'll go to the Clients tab here at the top, and we'll click on Add Client using this red button. Then we need to start adding some more information in about this particular client, starting with their name. We can then select the client type using the options that we set up in the settings earlier. You also have the option to choose who the specific client manager will be for this particular client. Next, we can complete some basic client details, as well as their address. Once done, if we click Next, this is where we start to complete the custom fields that we set up for our clients earlier during the workspace settings tutorials. For example, we can put their company number, as well as their industry, which we marked as a required field. We can also indicate what services we offer, if you've got these set up as specific fields. When we click Next, we can then start adding contacts to this specific client. In this case, I'm going to add our first contact here, and I'm leaving this on to indicate that they are the primary contact. Once we've finished adding that information, we can save the contact. If you need to, you can add additional contacts at this point in time. We'll save that contact, and now we'll click on Save Client to complete the creation of this client record. So now let's look at how to add a client directly from the Companies House register instead. If we go back to Clients, we can click on Add Client from Companies House. We need to search for the client name first, and then click on Add Client to bring them into Pixie. As you can see, there are a number of bits of information already pre-populated, including the name of the business, as well as the address details. You'll still need to make sure that the client manager field is set correctly and enter any other information here, for example, their email. What you'll also notice is that a number of additional fields like dates and deadlines have already started to be synced through. You'll also have to update any additional custom fields here manually to add this additional information into Pixie. We can then indicate what services we offer, and once done, save the client. In this case, you'll notice that the contact has already been added. We don't need to go through the process of manually adding the contact, but you will need to edit the contact to add their email address in. You've also got the contact custom fields here on the right-hand side. This is where you can start to add any additional information about the contacts that's necessary. Once done, click Save, and that contact has now been added to this record. Now, it might be the case that this contact here is also an individual that you prepare personal tax returns for, or any other additional work. What you're able to do within this client record is to click on these three dots and create a client specifically from that contact. Doing that, it'll take you back through this wizard where the first thing we need to change is client type to individual. You'll notice that it already brings through the email address from the contact record, but it won't bring any additional information through here. You can then add this information, and the contact has already been added once we click save. We now have a client record created for this particular individual. Now, if we go back to clients, you'll notice that we have 3 client records: an individual record, a limited company record, and another limited company record. Hopefully by now you have a better understanding of how to get your clients into Pixie. In the next video, we'll be taking a look at how you can do this in bulk by using the client CSV import option.